Do you want to design your own custom miniature? Hero Forge offers fully customizable tabletop miniatures with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from, all within your browser. Working with materials like color plastic, acrylic standee, and bronze, and offering downloadable model files for users to 3D print their unique designs at home, Hero Forge is constantly expanding its catalog of customization options, adding new parts every week and major features like new species and custom posing on a regular basis. And as a listener of the Horror Queers podcast, you get a special deal. Use code HQ to get 5% off on all orders of physical miniatures. Visit HeroForge.com to start designing your custom miniature and dice today, and check back often. New content is added every week. And remember, use code HQ to get 5% off on all orders of physical miniatures. Not combinable with other sales or promotions. Hello everyone! The clip you're about to hear is from one of our exclusive Patreon episodes, and just like all of our other episodes, it might contain major spoilers. You've officially been warned. If you'd like to hear the episode in full, just head on over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/horrorqueers and subscribe today to get hundreds of hours of exclusive Patreon content, all for just $15 or less. That's patreon.com/horrorqueers. Without further ado, here is your Patreon clip. Mortal Kombat 1, whose legacy I would say has maybe softened even more over time. Yeah. I mean, people really don't seem to like that first movie for many of the reasons we discussed in that last Patreon episode. You know, oh, who cares about Cole Young? Why isn't there a tournament? Blah, 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 blah. Where's Johnny Cage?
The way that we just get rid of contestants, like, I was curious to see that we don't bring Melina back. And I think they said something in interviews about why she's not here, but it's kind of like, well, the movie's already overstuffed with characters, so it's okay.
The Melina thing is really egregious, though, because why would you even introduce Melina before Katana when Melina's whole thing is that she's a clone of Katana with Tarkatan blood? Whatever. Anyway, I'm sorry. The lore of these games are ridiculous. But yeah, but either way, I mean, this movie, I think, this movie meaning Mortal Kombat 2 proves that it doesn't really matter if someone's dead. They're going to come back at some point anyway.
It is probably my number one criticism of this film, is that any stakes that may have existed going into the second film are completely obliterated because of some of these creative choices. And I'm not unhappy about it, because as you have talked to me offline about, the games have a tendency to do these revenants and bring back characters in a slightly different way. So it's not as if we're straying too far away from the games, but at the same time, if everybody can die and be resurrected, then none of the deaths fucking matter.
Yeah, I mean, and that's probably going to be what you hear me say a lot this episode, not even as a defense, but just like that's what they do in the games type thing. Yep. And so really it's like, I kind of like shift my viewing of this movie, because I figured that was what it was going to be going in, when I was like, okay, well, I know we're bringing back Kung Lao, and I know we're bringing back Kano, both of whom definitely died in that first movie. Yes. And I was like, okay, well, that's what the games do, because like with that 9th game in 2011, we reset the timeline and just redid the first 3 games. And even since then, like 9, 10, and 11 were there, like it was like the second reboot phase, and now we're in the 3rd reboot phase with 2023's Mortal Kombat 1, because it's actually called Mortal Kombat with a 1.
All right, well, do you, games.
But yeah, I'm interested to talk about this, because I do think that this film represents a major course correction in terms of, we listened to the fans and made this movie, arguably for better and worse. I'm interested to talk about that and our thoughts on how that played out.
Absolutely. The fan service is on full display, even more so than in that first film. But I agree with you. I do think ultimately this is a stronger narrative. Like in some ways it should make for a better film. But I also found myself getting a little bit more annoyed at some of the fan service.
I think I enjoyed the fan service more than you did. But yeah, my takeaway from this is I think that the first movie legitimately as a film has a much better script. And I mean, maybe not much better, but a better script than this movie. Like this one kind of doesn't always feel like a full movie, whereas just a series of scenes that have been put together, and that's fine. I mean, honestly, like this is kind of what I wanted from a Mortal Kombat movie, and so when I walked out and I was like, wow, there wasn't really a lot of like heft to that movie at all. Can I really be mad when this is what I was wanting from the first movie?
Yeah, I think if anything, this reminds me of the original film, the Paul W.S. Anderson movie. Mm-hmm. And that one was a very loose narrative strung together by a collection of action scenes. And it feels like that's kind of what we're doing here, albeit with better special effects or maybe just more modern special effects. And I don't know. Part of me thought, well, I've already got that movie, so I don't know that I want to see it again. I don't know. My feelings are complicated. I enjoyed the film, and then I sat with it and got a little mad at it when I wrote my written review, and I've now softened on that, and I've kind of found a happy medium where I think that this is a fun time. This is a dumb film.
Yeah.
I think that it probably appeases the fans who we were making it for, so smart move in that regard. But am I excited by the fact that they're already working on film number 3? Sure.
Well,
like, we're probably going to see it, but I can't say that my enthusiasm is super duper high.
Today's episode is presented by Corporate Retreat. In theaters May 22nd via Western Film Services and Passage Pictures. Described as a gory mix of The Menu and Saw, Corporate Retreat centers around a group of young executives whose luxury team-building trip descends into a bloody fight for survival against a vengeful retreat leader, played by the inimitable Alan Ruck. At the center of this horror comedy is an eclectic cast that also includes Odeya Rush, Sasha Lane, Ashton Sanders, Zion Marino, Kirby Johnson, and Rosanna Arquette. Aaron Fisher directs from a script he co-wrote with Carrie Lee Romeo, with special makeup effects handled by Candyman and Scream 4 maestro Gary J. Tunnicliffe. You'll laugh, you'll cringe, you'll cover your eyes when Corporate Retreat hits theaters May 22nd. Get tickets now.